Our arrival, we ought to have observed the national anthem, but that we have omission. So before you start your presentation, may we quickly observe that thereafter. The first stanza, please. Just the first stanza.
Much service commanders that are here, the Governor's Advisory Council led by our father, a leader, Prince Tajudeen Olusi, thank you very much. The Conference 57, Chairman of Conference 57, Honorable Sheson Olowa, and other chairmen that are here, heads of government agencies, parastatals that are here, the Lagos State Legislators' Wives Association, LASLEWA, here ably led by the wife of the Right Honorable Speaker. She's actually very beautiful, Mrs. Falilat Ajayi Opasa. His Royal Majesty, the Oba of Lagos, Oba Rewanu Babajide Sanwo-Olu, here ably led by Opelua, Chief Lateef Adeyugbe, through you to acknowledge all our traditional institutions, our royal fathers that are here. Thank you all very much, individually and collectively. Thank you. The Speaker has recognized everyone. Leaders of our party, led by the chairman of our party in the state, Pastor Cornelius Ojelabi. Thank you very much. Captains of industry that are here present, managing directors of financial institutions, CDC, CDA, and all other stakeholders in our states. Wonderful members of the House of Assembly Choir, thank you very much. Top government functionaries that are here, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. The Right Honourable Speaker, distinguished members of the House, I stand before you today, the 25th of November 2025, with great sense of purpose to present the last full year budget of our administration. No matter how long we've stayed, at some point in time we need to take a bow. 2026 will be the final year, a full final year for us as an administration. And so the year 2026 have been aptly named the budget of shared prosperity. I stood before you a year ago to present the 2025 budget of sustainability, which laid a firm foundation of stability, reform, and resilience, and which we are set to consolidate upon in the year 2026. Today, our Lagos stands tall as a continental economic powerhouse, Africa's second largest city economy after Cairo. This status is not an accident. It is a product of consistency, a product of productivity, and unyielding Lagos spirit. Our state is maturing, our state is diversifying, and is embracing new frontiers across investment, across tourism, technology, and sustainable innovation. From hosting the historic E1 electric power boat Grand Prix early this year, about a month and a half ago, the first ever in Africa, to being named the next host of the 2026 Creative African Nexus, the CANEX, and the 2027 Intra-Africa Trade Fair, Lagos continues to show that it's possible when ambition meets execution. As we prepare for the next phase of growth, our mission remains to expand e-governance. We will advance automation of our fiscal system and will enhance transparency across our MDAs. Security and emergency readiness will remain top priority. We'll be supported by strong coordination and investment. We'll continue to strengthen citizens' engagement to build trust, to ensure that Lagosians remain at the center of governance. And so what's our journey so far? Since the inception of this administration, our work has been firmly anchored on our Teams Plus agenda, which has been a framework that continues to guide the transformation of Lagos into a safer, smarter, greener, and more inclusive megacity. Year after year, our budget has been structured to move from stability to reform, from reform to expansion, and now from expansion to shared and enduring prosperity. Our fiscal journey has followed a clear and a deliberate progression. In 2020, it was a budget of awakening, which was laying the foundation for a greater Lagos. 2021 was a budget of rekindled hope, which was stabilizing the economy after unprecedented disruption in 2020. Our 2022 budget was a budget of consolidation, which reinforces systems and institutional reform. 2023 was a budget of continuity, connecting first-time gains to our long-term vision. Our 2024 budget of renewal, aligning with the national renewed hope agenda of Mr. President. Our 2025 budget was a budget of sustainability, safeguarding progress and strengthening resilience. Each of these budgets has served as a building blocks. It has been supported by a discipline, a rigorous planning, and a steadfast partnership of the Honourable House. Collectively, they have delivered measurable improvements in mobility, in healthcare, in education, in housing, in agriculture, in technology, in environmental management, and in public safety. The 2026 budget of shared prosperity therefore seeks to build upon this robust foundation to make a shift from growth to some growth for all. It is designed to widen access to opportunity, to deepen social support system, to expand job creation, to accelerate infrastructure, and to boldly push the frontiers of development. Mr. Speaker, distinguished members, we've been able to achieve all of these model things in 2025 because we have a shared vision with our President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, whose programs continue to align with the vision that we have seek in Lagos, and his interventions at various levels at the national level sit very well with our own growth potential. Our thanks, therefore, goes to Mr. President for leading this country at this very difficult time and for showing great leadership to all of us in the sub-national. We cannot thank him enough for ensuring that we're seeing growth in our revenue profile, growth in our fiscal place, and growth in the trajectory of total development in our country. Thank you, Mr. President. Under our Pillar 1, human-centric city, a city that is designed to work for all. Education, sports, and human capital development. Mr. Speaker, distinguished members of this Honorable House, in 2025, our administration made remarkable progress in expanding access to quality education through massive investment in modern, safe, and inclusive learning environment across the state. Our belief is that every Lagosian, every child in Lagos, regardless of your background, deserves access to world-class educational facility that inspire lifelong learning and nurture lifelong innovation. And so across our 6 educational districts in the state, hundreds of schools benefited from new constructions, major rehabilitation, and facility upgrades. We have transformed the fiscal and learning space of our public institutions in Lagos. In total, over 250 educational infrastructural projects were completed in 2025 alone, by creating a safer, smarter, and a more conducive environment for more than over 600 learners statewide. We have constructed over 40 new multi-story single-level classroom blocks. We have renovated over 150 classroom blocks, over 150 classrooms across primary, junior, and senior secondary schools in various parts of the state. Our historic approach to education infrastructure involves the construction and rehabilitation of schools, of toilet blocks, water facility, sports courts, football pitches, and multipurpose grounds, and the provision of over 7,500 units of desk and teachers' furniture as part of the enhanced school security measure. We are constructing also perimeter fencings across our schools, and we are creating gatehouses for a lot of both the day and the boarding schools. Significant investment in ICT upgrades across our comprehensive schools underscore our strong focus on technology. We are improving digital learning by expanding our computer labs, coding systems, coding programs, science and technology education. The modular touchscreen containerized classroom piloted at Ogba Senior Grammar School is achieving its intended impact. It is setting the stage for us to be able to scale that across different parts of the state. In support of our technical and vocational education, infrastructure at government colleges in Adosaba, in Ikorodu, and Ikeja were expanded and were extensively upgraded. We have also upgraded 30 public libraries across the 3 senatorial districts by providing improved access to digital resources, and we're creating a comfortable reading space for students in our public schools. Our state-owned universities, the LASU, LASUTECH, and LASUED, they've recorded major improvements in school accreditation, in research outputs, and enrollment capacity. They've been supported by new laboratories, digital libraries, and infrastructural rehabilitation. Sorry. In fact, LASU continues to remain the most outstanding state university in our country and the most sought-after university in the entire West African coast. So through our Eco Digital Skills Initiative, thousands of residents acquired practical training in technology, in coding, and digital entrepreneurship, positioning them for opportunities within the fast-growing digital economy. To support the growth of youth-led businesses, the state has scaled up its innovative financing effort. We remain committed to the implementation of over a 31 billion Lagos Innovation Fund, which is designed to support startups, to help in all of our innovation hubs, and to create a research that will shape the future of our economy. We've also seen that we've completed Olympic-side swimming pool at the Roe Park Sports Complex, Yaba. Today is one of the finest aquatic facilities in our country. In addition, we're strengthening learning in our vocational schools, and we're creating a community where learning is across all nooks and crannies in the state. In our health infrastructure and security, during this period under review, we recorded remarkable progress through our relentless focus on implementing our healthcare service accessibility program, which is aimed at strengthening hospital capacity, aimed at expanding primary health coverage, and is aimed at improving medical infrastructure across the state. In 2025, we achieved the following milestone: upgrade and completion of the Badagry Maternal and Child Care Center. We undertook major rehabilitation work at the Mainland General Hospital, at the Harvey Road General Hospital, extensive rehabilitation and extension of medical pipelines, medical oxygen pipeline at the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, the Anike House Complex, ensuring that we have uninterrupted oxygen supply to provide critical care and emergency services. We have completed reconstruction of primary health facilities at Ipakun. We have completed at Lekki, at the Tirei Kate. Alongside, we have ensured that we've done extensive renovation of our pharmacy, our mortuaries, and administrative blocks in various hospitals, including at LASU. Renovation and upgraded equipment at the General Hospital in Surulere, at Ishomolu, which is now a new site for construction. At Ishomolu General Hospital is a new construction going on there. We also have a new construction that will be completed next year at Ojo, a brand new hospital, at our medical rehabilitation hospital in Ketue Rinyu, and also at the Mercy Children's Hospital. We have also completed a diabetes clinic and pediatric sickle cell center and LASUT, and we also improved the facility at the Lagos State AIDS Control Agency office. We've expanded the state emergency response capacity by establishing new ambulance bay at LASU and 2-3 other general hospitals. We have commenced rehabilitation work at the General Hospital in Bejuleki and the construction of a multi-level headquarters of the Lagos State Primary Health Care Board. Together, those completed and ongoing projects reaffirms this administration's conviction that a healthy population is the foundation of a productive, equitable, and prosperous population. Under environmental management and sanitation pillar, our investment in 2025 had focused on strengthening flood resilience, protecting communities from the impact of extreme weather and environmental challenges through large-scale drainage rehabilitation, flood channel restoration, and continuous maintenance of key stormwater systems across all divisions in the state. We're ensuring that we're safeguarding lives, we're safeguarding properties and livelihood. And so collectively, our ongoing initiative represents one of the most extensive drainage interventions that we have seen in the history of our state. In addition to our flood control and Lagos made significant progress in environmental protection, in waste management, and in climate action throughout the year 2025. A mega city like Lagos generates tremendous amount of waste And we're focused on expanding our capacity to manage this waste through the construction and rehabilitation of not only sewage treatment plants, but waste management treatment plants, and that has started. We've deployed new Loma trucks, additional compactor trucks. We've had additional 3,000 new waste bins in high-density commercial corridor under the Lagos Climate Action Plan. We implemented targeted air quality monitoring upgrade across key centers, and we've expanded the city network of environmental sensors. We have also scaled up what we call a blue box recycling program, which has helped us to increase the separation of recyclables at the household level. Another major landmark is we're seeing a lot of landscaping and greening projects that are being completed by LASPAC with our various roundabouts, parks, and recreation corridor, and which will continue to create a more beautiful, a cleaner air, and a greater community well-being for our citizens. Under our social investment pillar, in 2025, Lagos made significant leap in strengthening of the state social register, our primary tool for identifying and supporting the most vulnerable residents. As at the end of 2024, we have over 688,000 households, which is about over 2.7 million individuals. Where a comprehensive verification exercise began in March 2025, during which additional 234,000 households were added, to the earlier list, which has made these new entrants eligible beneficiaries. And so in August, we opened another level, and we have added additional, apart from the 247, we have also now added additional 172,290 newly identified vulnerable to date, with enumeration teams still present at our various communities in the state. We believe that all the beneficiaries, which includes widows, elderly citizens, low-income families, persons living with disability, informal workers, and other at-risk group of people, they become eligible for various cash transfers, for food assistance program, for livelihood support, and for emergency intervention at various times. Under our modern infrastructure, which we are adapting and we're evolving, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, a city as dynamic, as complex as Lagos must continually invest in modernizing the system and services to keep it moving. Its roads, its bridges, its waterways, its power lines, its drainage network, its public buildings, and public delivery services cannot stop. That is what we've continued to do. And with your support, we have achieved a lot in 2025, and we believe we'll still do more in 2026. Under our multimodal transportation, in line with our multimodal transportation strategy, we'll continue to expand and modernize the state road infrastructure to ease traffic flow, to enhance mobility, and to open notable completions include the Arojobe Link Bridge in Mende, the Abiola Onigemo Link Bridge in Ifako, the dualization and upgrade of Etiosa various roads on the Lekki-Epe road. There are several of those roads, over 42 of them, but not just to bore the house, the construction of McPherson, Uyikwa Bayomi, in Etiosa, in Alimosho, Babafemi Dada, the Shalom Academy Road in Ikeja, Shoba Rubiodu, Oduduwa Way in Koshofe, St. Finbar's Road, Dia Street in Amu Odofin, Navy Town Road, Irede Road, Old Ojo Road in Koshofe, Demuren, Church Street in Alimosho again, Aberaje in Badagry, Aradagon, Musafejo, Hospital Road, Samuel Ekundayo Road, Toga Road, in several of them we have at various levels of completion. We have seen in all of our 3 senatorial, over 70 completed roads in Agege, in Koshofe, in Alimosho, in Surulere, in Epe, in Badagry, in Etiosa, ensuring that our people continue to have access within their various local communities. We have also commissioned the Abule Egba bus terminal, which serves the Abule Egba, Agege, Alimosho corridor with improved shelter, better lighting, and organized boarding systems for our bus systems. We've completed the Ogudu Alakwe Link Road, Ayodeji, Odubi also in Lekki 1, and the Gatehouse access in Abidjan. We've also completed the Nako Ewu bus terminal on the airport road. We were about to also hand over the Ajah bus terminal and drainage works also to ensure that we have connectivity between Abule Oshodi Egba and the Mile 2 bus corridor. There are several ongoing ones with the AFD projects under Lamata scheme. And so to address the long Lekki-Ekpe Express Road, the state advanced bus rapid systems, we're integrating commercial buses, we're ensuring that only high and medium capacity buses operate on this express road, while the mini buses are restricted to inner connectivity roads. Additionally, the junction improvement at Towing Street, Okwebi Road into Allen Avenue is progressively going as planned, and we've seen that we have also completed the iconic, Ojota Mende Link Bridge, which will be due for commissioning later in the year. We have also improved real-time commuter experience. We've launched what we call My Lagos Mobility App, which is a one-stop digital platform for us to access bus, ferry, and rail information, routes planning, incident reporting, and service update. This was completed with the full deployment of additional intelligent transportation system ITS infrastructure in 6 strategic locations, which has automated traffic monitoring and improved corridor. To also ease the truck-induced congestion along our rapidly growing Lekki corridor, we have commenced what we call an electronic call-up system within the Lekki-Epe corridor. In rail, our expanded rail assets significantly have seen improvement on the Blue Line. We took major leap with the signing of a memorandum of understanding on the Green Line, and we believe that construction on the Green Line will also start end of this year into the first quarter next year. We also took delivery of 4 additional 4-coach each on our Blue Line, which has now increased their fleet to 8 4-coach of electric run, EMU run transportation on the Blue Line. We're expecting additional set of 8 coaches, each one, 4 set of 8 coaches each on the Red Line, which will be arriving in the first quarter of 2026. On our water transportation system, we've recorded major progress. The Ijegu-Egba ferry terminal has been completed, handed over. It has now helped to link to ensuring that we reduce the housing deficit, we're revitalizing our communities, and we're ensuring that every Lagosian can live in a safe, decent, and dignified environment. We have seen completion of phase 2 of Shogutedo housing scheme. We have seen completion and extensive work at Egoigodo mixed housing scheme in Alimosho, Odonosa. We have seen completion on Najara in Badagry. We have seen completion of additional housing estates in Igbobo, phase 2, in LSPC schemes as well. So in total, we have added in the last 1 year additional 2,500 into our stock of housing completed. Every part of the state is enjoying a focus on urban renewal. We are ranging from upgrade of our layouts to construction of new access roads, slum upgrades and interventions we're seeing in Ajegunle, in Makoko, in Bariga, and we're focusing on drainage, on sanitation, and community infrastructure. In 2025 as well, Lagos, in our state, we completed the review of the Badagry and the Lekki Master Plan. We finalized action plan on Ikoga and Odiomi. This document, we believe, will stir orderly growth in this neighborhood and will ensure that we're environmentally compliant with what is known as best world practices. We'll also advance the Lagos Identifier Project, which is a digital system for street naming and house numbering. We believe this will help us strengthen land administration, it will improve service delivery and urban management across the state. On our water and electricity systems, we've seen recorded noticeable successes. We are pushing to completion of our 70 million per gallon per day at your phase 2 water treatment. It's been a very long, challenging project, but we're seeing the completion soon. We're making milestones, improvement, on this project. And we're also seeing multiple communities in Ikorodu, in Badagry, in Epe, in Ojo, in Alimosho, and across various parts of the state. Over 50 new solar-powered water schemes have been delivered, significantly improving access to potable waters in our urban and semi-urban settlements. On our energy strategy, we have seen an improved voltage stability in the state. We have seen enhanced productivity of our local businesses. We have seen a transformation, in the energy source grid. This electricity intervention, we believe, will include solar-powered street lights in our various communities. We are currently deploying over 50,000 high solar power street lights in various communities and areas in the state, and that you'll begin to see on our highways and on all of our motorways. And we are assuring that before the end of next month, a significant part of those street lights will have touched almost all nooks and crannies of the state. Under our thriving 21st century megacity economy, this pillar believes focus on ensuring that Lagos maintains an advanced position and leading global subnational economy. I'm proud to disclose that in 2025, we're able to secure a 1 trillion in new investment commitment in our state. This reflects the heightened confidence that investors have in our state and in all of our economic agenda. Lagos continues to receive well over 35% of foreign direct investment into our country. We made significant progress in advancing our revised industrial policy framework with focuses on strengthening industrial clusters, expanding market access, improving supporting infrastructure. We're streamlining regulatory procedure to enhance ease of doing business. We're accelerating MSME's growth. Lagos signed a landmark memorandum of understanding with Bank of Industry on ensuring that we can create a financing pathway for our enterprises, our medium-small enterprises in agriculture, in healthcare, in the creative sector, and also in circular economy. Through our partnership with the African Export-Import Bank, we're scaling export capacity. We've trained over 250 new entrepreneurs, and we've unveiled 20 new trade champions. We have positioned them for the international market. We have also successfully hosted our 2.0 Invest in Lagos alongside with our African Social Investment Summit. And so these are new areas in which we have used to create the intervention that is needed. We've progressed fully also on our version of the Lagos Economic Development Update, which is some of our investment booklets that anybody can access at different times. Under agriculture and food system transformation, year 2025 marked a decisive turning point in Lagos' agricultural landscape, a shift from incremental efforts to a full-scale agricultural system transformation. Our intervention boosted production. It has empowered several young entrepreneurs, agripreneurs. It has expanded market access. It has reduced household food pressure, and we have helped to reinforce, Lagos positioning itself as a national leader in food security. Part of the key achievements in the year was our 500 billion Lagos Uptake Interactive Fund, the most transformative milestone in 2025. the largest, we'll say, in sub-Saharan, which was backed by also the federal government and the private sector. We've seen also the Lagos Agricon in 2025, which attracted over 1,000 applicants. These are all young agripreneurs in vertical farming, in aquaculture, in smart agriculture, in value addition, in logistics, and agri-tech. The land that we don't have, we're complementing it with all of these agripreneurs, and they're doing great things. We've expanded support for producers and consumers through the Onje Eco subsidy program, which was launched to provide 25% subsidy on poultry, fish feed, free grain distribution to our pig farmers. We've also seen 25% discount on staple food, and rice, beans, and other stable commodities. The Lagos Agro Innovation Platform, which is another unified ecosystem that helps to connect agrotech innovators to commercial producers, to logistics providers, to investors, to ensure that they can have long-term competitiveness. They can create a sustainable ecosystem in the agro business. So the Lagos chapter of the Renewed Hope Agricultural Support Program was also held in Lagos and was seen as one of the best in the country. On our culture and creativity, in 2025, Lagos strengthened its position as a cultural and creative heartbeat of Africa through our strategic investment, world-class events, and we've been very intentional at supporting the creative workforce. Our focus is to grow the tourism contribution of the state's GDP, to expand job opportunity, and to showcase Lagos as a vibrant global destination. We begin the year with the launch of the first of its kind, Lagos Tourism is Rising, a roadshow that was moving cultural showcases and taking visitors, diasporans, and investors through iconic landmarks in Lagos on different parts from Badagry to Epe to Ikorodu to Lekki and Lagos Island. This has created a deepening intervention and interest of our visitors, that show them heritage corridors. It has elevated Lagos cultural visibility into a refreshingly new level. Beyond the events, we have also advanced major initiatives that has helped to develop capacity, in this sector using various organs, the Lagos Creative Industry, the Lagos Creative Industry Initiative, the VFX Digital Content Creator, which also helps with sound engineering, fashion show. All of these great things are happening all around our creative. Significant progress also have been recorded in the year on our J.K. Radu Center for African Culture and History and Onikon, which celebrated its first anniversary. We've complemented the renovation works at the Godigoron Palace of the Oba of Lagos. This also further affirms our unwavering commitment at preserving Lagos' rich cultural identity and tourism. All these milestones I have outlined are boldly shaping Lagos into a thriving global tourism destination and a creative economy powerhouse. We're creating jobs, we're driving investment, we're strengthening cultural diversity, and we're positioning our state as a leading center for arts, entertainment, culture, tourism on the entire African continent. On circular economy and climate resilience, in 2025, Lagos advanced its transition towards a secular, low-carbon, climate-smart economy through landmark initiatives that were designed to reduce emissions, improve public health, and embed sustainable habits across our households. During the year, we had significant progress recorded in our clean energy transition, particularly through our clean cook stove program, where Lagos continues to play a leading role, working with various partners who have launched a pilot deployment in Makoko to ensure that we can have real-life experience by improving energy use in some of these households in Makoko. The result is that people are reducing firewood consumption. We're ensuring that we can reduce harmful emissions, we can we can reduce greenhouse gas emission. Residents have also reported that these interventions is safer for them and it has made cooking cleaner conditions. These outcomes, we believe, would serve as a basis for our phased rollout of clean cooking technology across all local governments in the state. To further strengthen our circular economy initiatives across the state expanded its Charity Begins at Home program, a waste to cash and a waste to savings model, which intensifies responsible waste separation and waste recycling. By the end of the year, we've been able to attract over 10,000 metric tons of recyclables that have been recovered, and more than 17,000 of carbon CO2 emissions have been prevented, which is cooking technology across all local governments in the state. To further strengthen our circular economy initiatives across the state expanded its Charity Begins at Home program, a waste to cash and a waste to savings model, which intensifies responsible waste separation and waste recycling. By the end of the year, we've been able to attract over 10,000 metric tons of recyclables that have been recovered, and more than 17,000 of carbon CO2 emissions have been prevented, which is equivalent of removing nearly 4,000 cars on the road. We might not think that it's making up, but these are some of the things that helps to make the city and the state like ours resilient and sustainable. It is used at expanding, growth in each of our neighborhoods. And so Lagos State remains determined to accelerate the shift towards a circular economy future, one where waste becomes value, energy becomes cleaner, community becomes more resilient, and every resident is empowered to contribute to a greener and to a more sustainable mega city. On efficiency of governance of persons, citizens, our public safety and emergency service, we seek to ensure that governance standards are constantly rising and every service delivery in this city is aligned with the needs and context of the 21st century. We want to ensure that part of our community are ensuring that we can continue to safeguard lives and property. Lagos State government will make significant investment at strengthening public safety, disaster response capacity, and we've been able to also reduce incidents in year 2025. The Lagos State Fire Service and Rescue Service recorded major achievements with the construction of new fire stations in Ebute Elefun, in Ijegu-Egba, and they've been able to also record first-in-class response time. We've seen response time of 3 to 5 minutes at some times when they're also being called, and a quicker turnaround time of our emergency operation. In addition, we have seen rehabilitation and installations of new fire stations in Alao, in Tolo, in Ogombo, which helps to guarantee 24-hour water availability in each of these fire stations. To strengthen our citywide surveillance and improvement in our emergency coordination, we have also upgraded our CCTV data management system, both at the command and control center, and also at the Lagos House in Alausa. On public sector infrastructure, we have also made significant strides at strengthening the backbone of public service delivery through targeted upgrade to government facilities, key justice institutions. Our focus remains at improving efficiency, enhancing service access, that public-facing institutions meet the standards of modern, responsive megacity. Across the state secretariat and other major administrative hubs in Lagos State, during the year, we've completed our commercial court at Tapa, Lagos Island, which is a fully equipped 24 magistrate courts at the JIC Taylor Complex. We've expanded access to justices and we're improving the speed of case resolution. Additional investment were made in courtroom security, on surveillance system, and dedicated power infrastructure for the judiciary operation. We're ensuring that they are working in an environment that is safe, that is more reliable, and that is technologically driven. Together, We believe these efforts demonstrate our resolve to build a public service architecture that is efficient, that is secure, and is citizens-focused, as they say, justice system that is accessible, modern, and fully aligned with the needs of a dynamic Lagos. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of this House, before I present details of the 2026 appropriation proposal, let me briefly highlight the performance of the 2025 budget. As at the end of third quarter 2025, the period ending 30 September 2025, we had implemented a budget size of 2,567,671,591 of our budget, of the size of the 2025 budget, which shows that we're on 81% of our prorated amounts as at September 2025. Actual capital stood at 1.2 trillion, 1.1238200372010, which shows that is a 90% of our prorated estimates as at September. Actual recurrent expenditure also stood at 818,577,299,051, which also shows 84% of our prorated estimate as at September 2025. For the year 2026 budget proposal, Mr. Speaker, I am indeed honored to present to you today the year 2026 proposal of the Lagos State budget, which we have tagged the budget of shared prosperity. The year 2026 budget is proposed at a total size of 4,237,107,009,308 naira. This budget comprises a total revenue of 3,993,774,554,041, which has only a deficit financing of 243,332,454,000. We also have a total revenue comprising totally internally generated revenue of 3,194,751,141 naira. Total federal transfers of 874 billion. On our expenditure, for total capital expenditure, we are proposing a total figure of 2,185,419,491 naira. We propose a recurring expenditure of 2,055,021,589,812 naira, comprising total overhead, total personnel, and recurrent debit service. The recurrent expenditure is broken down: total overhead cost of 1,084,245,843,091 naira, made up of overhead of 698,891,685,424, subvention of 201,216,007,953 naira, dedicated expenditure of 184,184,993,000 139,149,713 naira. Personnel and debt comprising total personnel cost will be 440,449,339,384 naira. Recurrent debt charge will be 143,876,701,943 naira. Debt repayment will be 383,404,705,394 naira. On our sectoral allocation, general public service, we will have a total of 847,472,071,966. Public order and safety will have a total of 147,040,088,897 naira. Economy $183,404,705,394 naira. On our sectoral allocation, general public service, we will have a total of 847,472,071,966. Public order and safety will have a total of 147,040,000,88,897 naira. Economic affairs will have 1,372,307,808,626 naira. Environment will have 235,957,238,138 naira. Housing will have 123,760,310,429. Health will have 338,449,258,945. Education will have 241,132,921,287. Recreation only 54,682,339,586 naira. Social protection will have 70 billion, 24,171,038 naira. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of this great chamber, good people of Lagos, the year 2026 appropriation bill, the budget of shared prosperity, is a reaffirmation of our collective belief.
And that was our live coverage of Governor Sanwo-Olu's presentation of the 2026 Lagos
investment we're making in our people, in infrastructure, in social system, in governance. These investments are deliberate, they are inclusive, they are future focused, and they are prosperity driven. To recap, Mr. Speaker, our objectives are clear. Our resolve are unshaken. We want to keep Lagos secure. We want to keep Lagos working. We want to keep Lagos growing. And to ensure that that growth and prosperity are shared by all who call this hub of excellence home, we will not fail. Honorable members, you have remained a dependable partner on every step of our journey. I extend my deepest appreciation for your cooperation at all times. Your oversight is impeccable, and your steadfast commitment to the greater good of our state is unparalleled. Together, we have shown that progress is possible when leadership and partnership move in the same direction. And so I want to thank you. I want to thank you on behalf of my entire colleagues for doing the job that Lagosians have elected you to do. I must not fail to also acknowledge the diligent work of our Lagos State Civil Service across all ministry, departments, agencies. Day in and day out, they are on the front lines, executing and implementing this vision. They are translating these lofty goals into a transformational result for the people of Lagos. To the leadership and the members of our party, especially in Lagos, the All Progressive Congress, I say a big thank you. We will not be here. We will not be here delivering these results without you, without the progressive platform that you have given us, and without the clear and unique opportunity you have given us to serve. And so we're grateful, and we do appreciate it. And to all the good people of Lagos State, your high expectations are the fuel for this work that we do, and this collective sacrifice of governance. Let me again assure you that we will live up to it, and we'll go beyond it. Your expectations. You deserve nothing but the highest level of excellence in service at all times. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the House, and so as we present this budget, we recognize the challenges ahead, but we also recognize the extraordinary resilience and the creativity of our people. Our people are the true engine of Lagos. Their strength inspires us. Their aspiration guides us. And their success remains our ultimate measure of performance. Let us therefore move forward with renewed momentum and a shared purpose. A purpose that is determined to build a Lagos that is stronger, a Lagos that is cleaner, a Lagos that is safer, and a Lagos that is more prosperous. A Lagos that will be more inclusive than ever before. A Lagos that stands as a model for Africa and a global symbol of what visionary governance can achieve. We believe we can achieve this with the House. We believe we can achieve it with your support. We believe that when partnership and leadership work together, $23 billion 762 $123 billion 760 million 310,429. Health will have $338 billion 449 million 258,900. We have 249 billion 132 million 921,287. Recreation only 54 billion 682 million 339,586 naira. Social protection will have 70 billion 24 million 171,038 naira. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of this great chamber, good people of Lagos, the year 2026 appropriation bill the budget of shared prosperity is a reaffirmation of our collective belief.
And that
Okay, and that is the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and he just concluded the presentation of his 2026 budget to the State House of Assembly. I called it the budget of shared prosperity, and the proposed spending plans total about 4.27 trillion naira, containing 4.37 trillion naira, containing the state's steady budget growth over the past 5 years, from 1.1 trillion naira in 2021 to over 4 trillion naira in 2026, marking a cumulative increase of more than 3 trillion naira under the governor. Now, you must know that this year's budget focuses on widening access to socio-economic opportunities, deepening social support systems, and accelerating overall development. And according to the governor, key initiatives include massive investments in education with digital learning and smart schools, healthcare infrastructure upgrades, environmental and climate change mitigation plans, waste management and recycling programs, and social investment projects. The budget also emphasizes road infrastructure improvements, tech-based solutions to ease vehicular movement across the state, enhancements to the Blue Railway line with the Green Line under construction, and the development of the water transportation system. He also mentioned that there are massive plans to improve investments in the tourism sector, which is actually pivotal to the growth, most especially the revenue growth for the states. Now, looking at the details of the budget in terms of expenditure, recurrent is 2.55 trillion naira, capital 2.19 trillion naira, environment 236 billion naira, housing will take 124 billion naira, health 338 billion naira, education 249 billion naira, recreation 55 billion naira, social protection 70 billion naira. And according to Governor Sanwo-Olu, it talked about the revenue and financing plan with a total revenue projection of about 3.99 trillion naira and deficit financing of 243 billion naira. Now, internally generated revenue expectation is 3.19 billion naira, while transfers is set to be 87 billion naira. So that actually forms the fulcrum of the budgets being presented, already presented by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to the State House of Assembly, with the hope that in the coming days this would be ratified, and it will signal the beginning of a new fiscal year in Lagos State. And so we go on our break, and when we return, we'll be sharing more details as regards the Central Bank of Nigeria Monetary Policy Committee meeting. New details have been rolled out, and we'll be bringing you that in a moment. Just stay with us.